Do you like making money? I like making money, and I like fun and simple, easy ways to make money that anyone can do because there's a ton of opportunity out there. And I think too many people overcomplicate starting their business or earning extra money. And I think this goes back to just individuals' relationship with money and having a poor relationship with it, and not understanding all the different ways that you can get creative and get paid to solve someone's problems. And that's the first main thing, is solving people's problems that they're willing to pay for. And when you recognize that's how any money is made, and you just can scale it up and scale it down, then you can get going, because there's unlimited problems out there to solve, and AI makes that easier than ever. So today I'm going to talk about 5 different ways that you can make money with AI. And it's actually stuff that I have done, people I've worked with have done. And so I'm speaking from experience here that people will pay you for these things. Not everyone. Again, the whole saying, don't cast pearls before swine. You can't put a good offer in front of the wrong target client, because they're not going to see the value in it. So recognizing that if you're not getting traction, it might be who you're trying to sell to, not actually the product that you're selling. And so number one is, and this is just, this is super simple, but is sell a service. AI does 90% of the work for you, okay? So the idea here is that you want to pick one painful task. And for here, I've got my list over here so I don't go too off track. But you pick one task that business owners hate, right? It's something that they don't like doing. It takes them too much time, or is always falling through the cracks. And so this could be social media posts, email follow-ups, rewriting product descriptions or content on their website, and you do it with AI. And so the key thing here is that AI enables you to do something that perhaps would take a lot more time than you have, right? So it can do it faster, or it would take experience that you don't quite have, but you can lean on the AI and its access to basically all the knowledge in the world to get the experience, so the quality of your offering goes up, right? And so you might be thinking, well, Dylan, if anyone can do that, why is the business owner not doing it? Why aren't my competitors doing it? Well, one, your competitors are doing it, but there's unlimited problems out there, like in the lives of entrepreneurs and businesses, and the smart business owners and entrepreneurs are willing to pay for speed, right? They're willing to pay to get their time back. They're willing to pay for results. And so you pick something like this and you identify what it is. And if you don't know, you gotta go talk to business owners. Hey, what's something super annoying that you need to get done, but you aren't getting it done? Right? And you might have some ideas. It's always best to look at the businesses or people you have affinity with, right? So it's an easy in. You don't have to cold prospect, but and just figure out what it is, and then put it in the AI and figure out a way that you can sell it. And these are services that businesses are already paying for. That's the great thing. Like, I run my marketing business and consulting business through AI, right? But clients were paying me for this before AI. AI just enhances what I'm able to do. It enhances deliverables, it enhances the speed. And so you can do this. And the great thing is if it takes you a fraction of the time, you can scale this with multiple clients, versus before, if it took you 20 hours to deliver a result, you can only have so many clients, and sometimes the economics didn't work. But for this, if it takes you 4 hours, 2 hours, and you can charge $500, $1,000, or even add a retainer $500 a month for doing something like this. And it could be as simple as repurposing their social media posts. So they could be someone who creates content, and then you could, on one platform, say it's YouTube, and you could take their videos and repurpose them into shorts. You can repurpose them into X posts, into Instagram posts, and things like that. Very valuable stuff, because people need to get more content out there, and you can use AI to do the bulk of the heavy lifting. So that's number one. Sell a service. It doesn't have to be sexy. In fact, the less sexy it is, probably the better. Lower competition. And obviously, the higher value it is to the business, the more you can charge. Okay, and so that's number one. 2, and I kind of hit on this, repurpose other people's long content into short clips, right? Clipping has become a huge industry. It's the fuel for some of the top creators. And there's so many creators, myself included, that aren't taking fully advantage of clipping. And this is actually an example of why would someone pay you to do something they could do themselves. Like, I can set up a clipping agent and engine for myself, but the problem is, right? Here's the problem. We only have limited amount of time. This is how business owners operate. Poor broke people who won't make money, they're like, oh, well, they can do it themselves, so why would they pay you? It's like, yes, I could do it myself. But those are the famous last words of every single villain who's like, if you want something done right, you got to do it yourself, right? After all of his henchmen have failed and he goes and fights the hero and dies in the end, right? Like, those are famous last words. And the problem is I can't do everything. Even though AI allows me to do a lot of things, I still can't do everything. And there's only so many different types of tasks I can focus my mind on each and every single day, that even if something's useful and valuable and I could do it, it may still have less of a priority compared to other tasks that I need to get done that take my time and mental focus and bandwidth and energy. And so the business owners that will pay you are the ones that recognize that, and then they recognize the value of the service that they need to have done, right? And so if they have a channel and they don't have a good shorts program or clips or whatnot, that is an opportunity. I know this is kind of focusing on people that create YouTube content, but this could be all sorts, right? More and more local businesses are creating content for their local markets. And so turning this into shorts that can be used on TikTok, on YouTube Shorts, on Instagram, again, is a very viable thing. And you can work with local businesses, or you can work with creators and brands worldwide. Huge opportunity here that you can dive into for this. So that is something that you can do. Number 3 is build and sell tiny digital products. So AI has enabled the creation of digital products. It just makes it faster and easier for people to do and put out higher quality stuff because of the different things that it allows you to do, right? It allows you to aggregate a lot of information, summarize that information, allows you to structure that information. It gives you step-by-step processes. You can generate like PDFs and stuff like that on repeat with AI, so that look amazing, right? So much easier than you could do yourself. And so you can build and sell your own digital products around things that you've specialized in your niche, or you can go and partner with someone who might need help building their digital products. You leverage AI so you can do it better, faster, easier, and you can be that component for their business. This is something that I've done that's made me millions of dollars, is partnering with creators and helping them with their offer creations, okay? And stuff that I teach. In fact, I teach a lot of this stuff in the arsenal. I teach you how to use these AI tools, and I have some more lessons coming out on more depth on some of these specific things, okay? So build and sell digital products. You can do that. You can set up a Gumroad account, right? All sorts of stuff that you can do and sell, right? And because the time investment to get a quality product out is so low, you can definitely pump out a bunch of these and see what works. You can create niche accounts. There's so many opportunities here that you can do with AI, but you just have to start creating. And remember that perfect is the enemy of good here. You don't want just AI slop, but also you don't want to have to get hung up in like, oh my gosh, I have to make sure this $9 PDF is absolutely perfect before I put it out there. It's a $9 PDF, right? People pay for coffee that's more expensive than $9 and tastes worse, right? That is less valuable than that. So, just get cracking, put out offers, build things. You won't regret actually moving forward. What you will regret is not doing something, okay? Now, the next thing is set up AI tools for people who won't. So here, most business owners know they should use AI and never will. And so you could become the person that installs the tools, the automations, the systems for them. And you can charge setup fees, you can charge consulting fees. In fact, I have another video talking about how to, just an overview of how to be an AI consultant. And I have a new lesson coming within the arsenal that gives you an overview on that. So if you're interested in that, that's a very, very powerful thing. I've done this for clients. I've made money doing this because here's the thing. AI, it allows you to do a lot of things, okay? Again, but the classic problem is there's not enough hours in the day for everyone to do something. And especially a client or a business owner that will pay you, they make their money because they operate within their zone of expertise, right? As soon as they start operating outside of their zone of expertise, that's when they start making less money, they get more stressed, things don't get done, right? They feel overwhelmed, they have chaos, they have more problems. So you're solving that for them by saying, hey, I can come and look at your business and figure out what tools that you need, or you can just tell me what tools that you need, and if I can build them with AI, I can build them, and we can work out a deal, right? And so that and the cool thing is there's opportunities like on the low end for a few $100, a few $1,000s, and there's opportunities on the high end where you're charging $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 a month, right, recurring, or even there's deals that can be done depending on the type of client and how big they are, right, and what their market is, that you can be in the hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars. I was talking to a buddy who was basically doing the same exact thing and looking to close $1 million deals, okay? And so, because what the tools do, right, and this is one of the most important things in business and content and whatever, is the tools allow them to better pull out the signal from all the chaos and noise from their business, from the markets and whatever, so they can make better decisions faster, right? Better decisions and faster, right? That's music to the ears of a business owner, okay? Especially if it works, it's easy for them to use and access, right? If you can deliver better decision-making, faster decision-making, and tie it to like tangible ROI, right? There's a value attached to it. Man, you will never go without work, and you'll always be able to make money, because that's something, even with AI, right? AI makes it easier, right? But it also makes it harder, because these business owners, entrepreneurs, they don't know how to build these systems themselves. It's not their zone of expertise for a lot of them. And so they know their competitors doing it. They know it's out there. They know they can have access to this stuff. And so there's a want and desire, and so because that's there, because they recognize that, again, I'm describing like an ideal client, they recognize that they don't quite have the need or desire or ability to do this on their own, right? They can recognize that they could pay someone to do that, and that they both will benefit, okay? Now, the next thing is build simple apps without code. Again, this is another thing. This kind of ties into some tools and whatnot, but you can build apps for yourself. So there's no-code platforms. You have things like Lovable, Base44, Replit that you can use, and you can set up your agents to go and do those. You can build apps, and so you can build general apps and deploy them to the marketplace and try to make money there, kind of like your own. They're basically like your own software digital products. Now, that's very competitive. And so if you don't have distribution or a distribution plan, that can be tough. But again, this is something like that I've used, is you find someone with distribution, with an audience, and maybe even with their own products, and you can find ways to turn those product ideas or products into apps that they can use and sell with their audience, okay? And the reason why something like that works is that they have the distribution, they have the trust, they have the loyalty of the audience, and you're identifying a active problem with their audience or their offerings, and you're creating a solution that adds value right off the bat. And so if you identify that and they're game, they're on board, all they have to do is sell it, right? And so it's a great opportunity, and there's going to be more and more opportunities like this out there to do partnerships and deals with people who have that distribution when you identify the right things. And that's the critical thing here with this and all of these things. And AI can help you identify the right things. In fact, in the arsenal, you should check it out. I have something called the Curation Equation, and it just talks about how you create value in this world of AI, where people think that AI does everything, and it's not true. It's an enhancer. But what really creates the value is focusing it on the right things, okay? The right things that drive value, the right signals that drive value, and identifying that is a skill set. It's something that you can have with experience, but also you can use AI and train yourself in AI to be able to find things that are more likely to be signal, and you can better get results faster by doing that. So those are 5 different ways that you can make money with AI. Just a quick recap. 1, sell a service to a business, right? That AI can now do most of the work, graphic design, emails, social media posts, things like that. 2, you can repurpose other people's long form content into clips, other types of posts. 3, you can build digital products either for yourself or for other businesses, right? Or entrepreneurs or creators. 4, you can set up AI tools, internal tools for people who need to make decisions faster and better. And 5, you can build apps without code, either for yourself or for these businesses. And the key takeaway is that you want to find the right type of person to work with. The right people, it'll be amazing, right? The wrong people, right? You'll go to them with an amazing idea and you'll leave thinking that your idea is terrible. It's not, right? And it needs to be put in front of the right people. And when you do that, you'll unlock a ton of success. And you may need to do a little work to find those right people. I know I had to, right? I had to go through a lot of bad clients, bad experiences, things like that. And in part, it was just because I didn't have as good of a filtering system for this. But I also didn't have AI to help guide me on any of this stuff. You do. You have that, and then also you have access in the arsenal to help train you on some of this stuff, how to get this stuff set up, how to build your foundation, so you can really start leveraging the power of AI to start getting results for yourself, for clients, and start making money. Because what's the point of being able to do all this stuff, talk with AI and use all these things if you're not making money and driving value? That's one of my core philosophies is, send it, right? Send it, make money, right? Create value today versus a month from now, 3 months from now, 6 months from now, because the people who take action today, those are going to be the people that win. So I hope you found this valuable. If you did, give me a subscribe, and I'd love for you to join the arsenal to learn more about AI, how you can build these things, and how you can start implementing this in your business or in your life to get better results. So I'll catch you later. Peace.